Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and I'm joined by Erin Nakamoto and Kingsley Edwards, and we're here in Las Vegas. And it's really exciting because a few days ago, it was the 10th anniversary of Bitcoin, and it's come a long way from, Japanese gaming websites and Mt. Gox and all this all the crazy stuff that led to today. And there's a lot of potential coming up on the horizon. So I wanted to first go into where you guys first found out about Bitcoin and what you've done with it since. You don't have to get too personal here, but I'd love to hear your story, starting with you.
So actually, first, you should probably start with him because my story kind of starts with him. So it would make sense to start with Kingsley.
Okay, well, let's start with you.
I got into, I heard about Bitcoin like a lot of others early on in the Ron Paul forums and all the libertarian circles. I dismissed it at first because I just didn't understand it. Same story that a lot of people tell. Unfortunately, now I was still into precious metals, gold and silver, all that. Eventually, one of my friends, he ended up receiving some VC funding for starting a crypto exchange in New York. And then I was like, oh, wait, now venture capitalists are starting to get into the scene. So, a show of some smart money that was getting into it. And then I took another look, and then I dove deep into it. And then that was late 2012. I ended up purchasing Bitcoin around $20 in early 2013. And it was actually right when I went to Mt. Gox's website, and I was like, no thanks, this looks pretty shady. Luckily, it was just when Coinbase was getting out of Y Combinator. And I went to their website, and it looked a little less shady. They did have a picture, like their About Us page. It showed their apartment in San Francisco, and it was just a bunch of Mac laptops with wires going everywhere, which I thought was kind of odd. Mm-hmm. But I figured, Y Combinator, that makes sense. So once I really understood kind of Bitcoin and blockchain, pretty 2013, yeah, like fully understood it and did the deep dive. Then I was hooked ever since. Mm-hmm. And then I started a esports Bitcoin platform where people could play against each other in popular video games for Bitcoin. We went through Boost VC throughout that time too. I started the Las Vegas Bitcoin meetup in 2014, and that's kind of where our story was started. So
you may continue.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was working in a hotel casino downtown, selling meeting space and selling like food and beverage. And I got a call out of the blue from this guy, and he was like, "Hey, I want to put on a Bitcoin meetup." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Hang on just a second." And I went on to Google and I looked up Bitcoin for Dummies because I had never heard that term before, and it freaked me out. I was like, "Why is this guy wanting to put on like an internet magic convention?" I had no idea what it was.
And what year was that?
That was 2014.
Mm-hmm. And this was just after the D announced that they were going to accept Bitcoin for hotel and in food and beverage there for the various restaurants there.
And by the way, 2014 is much earlier than the vast majority of people who are in the market today. So it's still pretty early.
Yeah, it was super early. And so after I looked up, got him off of hold, and I was like, oh, hey, sure, let's book it. And I thought it was a win because I had booked a meeting with meeting space and food and beverage, and I was like, whew, made my quota, Yeah. So I took that as a win, and then I met him, and we fell in love. So I really knocked it out of the park there, and so that was one of the very first Las Vegas Bitcoin meetups. It was about 100 people.
We had a local news there.
Yep,
we had a Bitcoin bar, and we had even hot dogs for Bitcoin for sale. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It was pretty neat. And so the news came. The CEO of the hotel, Derek Stevens, had spoken about it, and and then it just kind of took off from there. And then I quit my slave job about a year later, and now fast forward 4 years. Wow.
3 years, some of that.
Yeah. Well, 4 years since the meetup. Yeah. Fast forward to now, I basically run the Las Vegas Bitcoin meetup, and so we do a monthly Bitcoin meetup at Distill and Remedies bars throughout the Las Vegas Valley. We have a sponsor, Hilt Ventures, and they have a local Bitcoin ATM. Mm-hmm. And so we partner together and put on these meetups, and about 30 people come per meetup, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and Hilt has been a lifesaver for me coming down to Las Vegas because, of course, I'm trying to be as based as possible in Las Vegas as a Canadian. And I wanted to mention going forward here that something that is really amazing about cryptocurrencies is it's the market's answer to so many of the problems we see. I mean, for so long we were all so scared about, the dollar crash, all that kind of stuff, and for good good reason you should be, but there are solutions, and there's so many of them. And I mean, without cryptocurrencies, decentralized cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Steam, different things like that. I mean, for example, as media, I wouldn't have been able to get anywhere. I mean, right as they started cracking down on YouTube and cracking down on all these other platforms, suddenly it's like, oh, Bitcoin come to the rescue, Steam come to the rescue, and the market provided, and it's like it's allowed me to stay on my feet. It's a dream for media entities that have to depend on, well, in the past had to depend on advertisements and all that kind of stuff. So what do you think is the most important factor to cryptocurrencies that we have to remember? Because constantly, all the time, I see price predictions. It's like it's going to the moon tomorrow, or Peter Schiff will say it's going to crash to zero on Tuesday or something like that. And meanwhile, it's just not like that. We could be seeing a bear market going into next year. We could see a big bull market arise at the end of this year, but I think that's wishful thinking. Nonetheless, that brings us to why it exists. Why do you think that this is such a fundamentally important market?
So if you read Satoshi's white paper, it's pretty obvious that the reasons why Bitcoin came to be and why he started developing it, and it offers, like you said, a perfect opt-out of the current financial system that we live in today. That's highly regulated. They like to tell you how you can and cannot spend your money. When you cross imaginary lines called borders, how much you're allowed to hold on, to that, who you can pay. So, I've used cryptocurrency, personally and also in business, to pay vendors overseas.
So it's not just a media's dream. It's everyone. It is the new American dream.
It's perfect for individual rights, worldwide. There's no Bitcoin in cryptocurrencies. There's no banking hours. There's no off days. The system is always up and running, and it just offers, like I said, like a perfect opt out of both financially and also political too. So that's the biggest thing. I was actually involved with Ron Paul 2008 and 2012. And then once I really understood what cryptocurrency is, I said, hey, politics is kind of a waste of time when it comes to this. Like technology, like blockchain, is really going to kind of take over that. And so now that's been my focus for over 5 years.
And what would you say is your favorite thing about Bitcoin going forward? What are you focusing on that you find is the most important factor to this market?
Personally, I think that the most important thing about Bitcoin that's going to truly change the world is it's going to provide so many opportunities for so many people. Bitcoin changed my life when I got into it, and really I quit my job, and I even got rid of my bank account, and I'm all in. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I think that more industries will implement the blockchain, and things will get more transparent. Things will get easier. I think it'll just revolutionize life as we know it.
Yeah, it's about self-governance, and I wanted to go into something because every single time we make a cryptocurrency video here at WAM, I'm going to get the comments, cashless society, mark of the beast, all that kind of stuff, and I really want to.
Spokane.
Yeah. Yes, we did. I want to quickly make note of the fact that China and India are some of the most coercive governments against cryptocurrencies that are decentralized. Meanwhile, they're pushing their own cashless systems through the banking system and legal tender laws. Remember, fiat is by fiat. It goes through legal tender laws, and it's pumped into oblivion, usury and all, fractional reserve lending, all that kind of stuff. Bitcoin, 21 million coins ever to be in existence. And of course, that's by the year 2140 or something like that. Yeah. Let's be clear about the differentiations there, because there is a lot of confusion on the internet, and I'll get it every video, and it's all right. I was there too when I was just 100% gold. Now I'm all about diversification and watching the market adapt and create, and it's really creating a lot of amazing things. So as we wrap it up, again, it's 10 years. 10 years strong. Who knows where it's going to go next week? Who knows where it's going to go a year from now?
It's so so new. Like we're still at like 1%, guys. So it's so new. We're all babies in this space. Even if you got in 2013, 2014, every day something new rolls out. I mean, I'm like constantly on my crypto Twitter feed and I'm like, ooh, you know, like look at this innovation coming out. Look at this. Look what they're doing here. And like I'll probably send him like 20 links and he'll wake up every morning and have to scroll through them and be like, okay, we get it. The blockchain's awesome. You know,
I've never seen at trade shows, for example, the amount of excitement. Usually you go to a trade show and everyone's like dragging their feet and it's like this terrible new idea.
Yeah.
There's so many ideas coming up for every single facet of society, every facet of the market. And of course, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen next, but there's more than one cryptocurrency out there. There's countless examples. If you don't like Bitcoin, there's 2,500 other currencies to pick from.
To address your one point of the viewers that are still skeptical of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, I mean,
that's what meetups are for.
Yeah, but we have Monero. We have other new private currencies that are coming. That will be larger and larger. And I hope that they actually, I think public blockchains will serve one purpose, and private coins like Monero and others will be for kind of more individual private transactions, which is completely fine.
Yeah.
So
there's self-governance with the transparent ones. There's privacy with things like Monero. There's a whole bunch of, I can't even imagine what comes next after Monero when it comes to privacy. They're really stacking on top of each other here and coming out with amazing new ideas. And a lot of the ideas never come to be, and let the market decide on that. I'm still crossing my fingers for EOS going forward, but we have to see some of this stuff actually roll out. And, Dan, come on. But anyway, and I'm a big fan of all these people that are creating in this market. But let's finish it off by talking about these meetups, because you guys have been doing this for a while, and the Bitcoin community in Las Vegas goes back a while. I can imagine why. It's Las Vegas. Money is a big part of the city, and of course, when you get involved in money a lot, you start to see the problems with things like fiat, the banking system, the government, and all that, and you kind of want to replace them. You want a central bank in your pocket. So go into the meetups that happen here in Las Vegas and where people can find you guys.
So you can find us on meetup.com under the Las Vegas Bitcoin Meetup. We are the largest Bitcoin and cryptocurrency meetup here in Las Vegas. We started out with like 20 members back in 2014, and it's been awesome to kind of see it grow. And we are on Meetup, we're 690 members. I checked today, and on Facebook, you can find us at Bitcoin Las Vegas, and we have almost 1,000 members on that group as well. So it's really exciting. I don't know, at these meetups, the meetups are the perfect opportunity and the perfect place to ask as many questions as possible. I like to promote our meetup as a place where traders can come and people who have businesses within the space, or people who are not even invested yet and they just have questions about how it works, and if they do think it's the mark of the beast, and that's where they can come and learn about it. It's a safe space for them to come and ask questions and just be curious about it, crypto curious. So I don't know, we have 2 meetups on the books this month. The first one, they're actually on the same day. So the first one, we have very limited tickets to. It is called Crypto Intelligence. It's like a trader's, what would you call it?
It's like a crypto part of the money show, I believe.
Yeah, it's part of the money show. We don't have tickets to the money show, but we do have tickets to this particular event where Charlie Shrem will be talking with a bunch of people in the crypto trading space. So you can learn about technical analysis. You can learn about how to avoid scams in cryptocurrency. The list goes on and on. Yeah. And so that is from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 14th. And then later that night, we have our monthly Bitcoin meetup that Hilt sponsors, and that is 7 to 9 p.m. And that's open bar, free food, and just a lot of fun.
Okay, so we got about 30 seconds left. My camera's telling me. So give us your Twitter, your Facebook, your BitTube.
Okay, so my BitTube, you can find me at Erin Nakamoto, Erin Nakamoto on Facebook, ETB01 on Twitter, and then he is?
I'm just KRH Edwards on pretty much everything, KRH Edwards.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, and we'll be back at you with much more here at WHAM. I'll have to delete some footage off my camera. And until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing off with Erin Nakamoto and Kingsley Edwards from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, Be the change. Like what you see here, OM? Don't forget to check the links below. GoFundMe, Patreon. We can't do it without you. Any donation is very much appreciated, especially as we are so vastly demonetized and censored on YouTube, as these guys come in and flag all of our content as hate speech. Also, check out our Bitcoin address below as well as on the screen for you to scan if you please. And also check us out at steemit.com. We're at Josh Sigurdson. It's a future of social media where you get paid in the upvote of your post in cryptocurrency. Steem, that is. So make sure to check us out there. Make sure to join us at Anarchapulco 2019 with people like Ron Paul, G. Edward Griffin, of course, Jeff Berwick, Vid Jedlicka. So many incredible speakers are going to be speaking. It's just a massively growing event. It is something you have to see to believe. So make sure to check it out below and save money on your tickets by using promo code WAM, that's WAM, and I hope to see you there. Also, check out our newsletter as we are getting demonetized and censored and all that. We don't know what comes next, so we have an email, worldalternativemedia@gmail.com. Send us an email with subject line YES, YES, and we will include you in the newsletter where we will continuously keep you updated. So until next time, thanks for watching, everyone. This is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
I'm sure you have already changed people's minds in your young age because you're involved, and I like that.